Push the base.
Oh yeah, we're doing it for my birthday party.
This is so unhinged. I love this. Welcome, crafters and drafters. We're so thrilled to have you along with us in our journey of the world of Magic the Gathering. You're watching / listening to the Cozy Magic Podcast, the coziest magic podcast around. I'm feeling cozy.
Crazy.
Yeah. Cozy. Yeah. I'm one of your hosts and researching limited formats, Nigel.
And I'm one of your hosts, brewing garbage decks, Ruby.
Are you bring garbage decks because they're raccoon decks or just bad decks?
Bit of both. Everything.
Yeah. But we're so excited today to talk about the topic of the day, which is limited formats, which are both drafting and sealed and some more things. But first, what have you been up to, Ruby?
Outside of Magic.
Yeah, outside of Magic, yeah. It is a Magic podcast,
yeah.
but...
I saw your note a little bit, and we've gone the same. You drove my vein of what's new with me as well.
Yeah. Because, like, honestly, I'm thinking, like, what am I doing? I don't know. And I think of something, and then if I have something to go off of, it's easier. Yeah.
So for me, I started and finished watching The Good Place.
So have you seen it before?
No.
I've never seen it before either.
So I tried to watch it once and couldn't get into it for some reason. I think I was just not in the right headspace.
I know what you mean.
And then the second time I watched it, I was like, this is great. I'm loving it, and binged all of it.
It's like on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix.
What is it like, really, like two sentence summary?
So it starts off with this one lady named Eleanor who finds herself unalive.
Oh no.
And she's welcomed to the good place.
Okay.
And she quickly realizes that she doesn't belong there. And so a series of hijinks ensue.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. A lot of existential questions and about morality. Am I a good person? What happens after death? It's like, it's funny, but it's got a lot of those
as well.
Yeah, big questions, and it's presented to you in a really easily digestible way.
Is it done? Like
it's done.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
like,
completed.
I'm a little more do you know what I'm talking?
Yes, you have some trepidation.
Trepidation, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm more trepidituous. I know it's a word, but like if it's not finished. If it's finished and people say it's good, then like, all right, I'll go straight into it.
It's finished. I kind of regret finishing it because it's such a fun journey. And then the end, I'm like, I'm faced with the horrifying confrontation of my own mortality. Like,
oh no!
Through the whole series, you're kind of like, this is fun. I can roll with this. And then the end is like, oh. So big recommend on watching it, but
you have to be in the right
It's
headspace.
affected me. It's not it's not
heavy.
It's not heavy.
However,
but it's still just like, ooh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Interesting. But I've been watching Kitchen Nightmares.
Nice.
Have you seen, like, do you know anything about it?
I have. Is that Gordon Ramsay?
Yes. Yeah. So basically, what he does is he'll go to restaurants. I think this Kitchen Nightmares is mostly based in America, in the United States of America, and he'll go to restaurants which are like failing. They're not doing well, so he'll go and find out what's wrong and do a revamp and see if it helps them. So most of the time, like, chefs don't know what they're doing. Owners don't know how to run a business. There's something wrong. Food isn't like properly made, stored, like week-old food, and he's yelling at them. Sometimes they'll yell back. It's very reality TV, but also there is, food and drink and like a little bit of like learning involved. And then he'll remake the restaurant. So sometimes it's like old and dingy. There's like torn up carpets, like terrible seating booths. He'll revamp everything, and they'll have a relaunch night, and then we'll see whether they can keep up with it. And then like sometimes they'll do like in the months to come, this is what happened.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit of lighthearted watching when we're eating dinner.
Yeah, does that still run, or is it just something you're watching for the first time?
I think so. I watched it when I first started dating my now wife back in the day, and we would just bond over like watching things like that and just commenting. I think they started it again a couple of years ago as well. But we're just watching like snippets on YouTube and things like that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Also,
so TV shows are new.
yeah. Well, Ruby's actually going to be cracking a pack today, but we're saving that till the end of the episode. No, Ruby, no. At least it was still in the wrapper.
No one tried to stop me.
Yeah, I said no. It's okay. Let's get straight into it. We'll get through the topic quickly so you can open your pack. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's great.
So what the question that we need to pose ourselves is, what is limited, right? A lot of the way that people are introduced to Magic nowadays is Commander, right? Like we'll be like, hey, come, like, what are you guys doing? Come and play with us. We'll play Commander. Limited is the format that is a little bit different to what people normally see. So most constructor formats, and when I say constructor formats, Commander is a constructor format. Right, you build your deck and then you go and play. Standard is a constructor format. You have a 60 card deck. You can put multiples up to 4 of any non-basic land card in the thing, and then you can go and play. And it is a rotating format. So rotating means that we just had a rotation actually. Yeah. So with the introduction of Bloomborough, Streets of New Capenna, a bunch of the sets rotate out, so they're no longer in standard, and it rotates and rotates to keep it fresh. Modern is also another constructor format, and there's Pioneer, and there's all that sort of things. But one of my favorite ways to play is limited. So why is it called limited? Because you have limited resources. You don't get to bring whatever you got from back home and put them into a deck.
Right, not like Commander.
Yeah, exactly. So it's sort of like, with these limited resources in front of me, how can I make the best deck possible? Yeah. Right? And there's 2 main ways to play limited: draft, which I'll explain very quickly, and also sealed. So draft is pretty straightforward. Everyone will have, I'll just grab them from here actually, 3 play boosters. Well, the play boosters now, it used to be draft boosters. And then you would you take all the cards out, put the tokens to one side, and then you look through every single card in the pack, and then you'll take one and then pass it to the left. And then you'll pass that to me. I'll take a look, and then everyone will end up with 14 cards, or just until the pack is done. Open another pack, do the same thing, but this time you pass it to the right. So I would pass mine to Ruby, and then so on and so forth. Last pack, pass it back to the left. So you go left, right, left, just like walking, like you're just like marching.
That's marching.
That's how I remember.
It's like pass the parcel, reversing the order.
Yeah, something like that.
Pass the parcel of Magic the Gathering is draft.
Wow. I'm actually like brain blown.
Also very Australian. If there are any non-Australian listeners, they don't have pass the parcel.
Did you see that pass the parcel isn't normally it's a Commonwealth thing?
Oh,
it's a Commonwealth thing.
So UK and
so
stuff.
I had it back in Malaysia. I think UK has it too. Australia definitely has it. America is like, what are you guys doing?
What is pass the parcel? Yeah. Should I explain what pass the parcel is? We explained draft. Now I'll explain Australian party games.
You should say it very briefly.
Okay, so pass the parcel. You go to a birthday party. You have a parcel that is wrapped. So like usually it's one big prize in the middle. And then each layer, maybe it's nothing in there, maybe it's got smaller prizes in it as well.
Yeah.
You sit in a circle and you start the music, you pass the parcel around, and whoever stops the music, whoever it lands on, they take off a layer.
It's kind of like musical chairs, but it's not punishing. You get rewards.
Yeah. And then obviously whoever it lands on last gets the biggest prize. The big pot.
Yeah.
I
always find that quite fun because you're like, oh, little chockies, little sweets, or like a little top or something, like, like it's, and then you just keep going.
Bits and pieces for sure.
So something to try out at your parties. Actually, I haven't done pass the parcel for ages. I think it'll be fun to do like an adult.
My birthday's coming up. We're gonna do pass the parcel. I'm
gonna boost the parcel.
Keep this in. We're gonna do pass the parcel, and every layer has a pack.
Yes, and then like in the middle is like a bunch of
booster.
like a bunch maybe. It depends on how good Wizards is.
Wizards doing fun my birthday party.
This is so unhinged. I love this. What we're talking about? Limited.
Sealed. Onto sealed.
I promise you, this is a magic show. So onto sealed. So sealed is not pass or pass. You get a parcel.
You can't. You just get the parcel.
And you get, so normally, like, if you've gone to any pre-release before, you've played sealed before. Right? And you'll get 6 booster packs. And if you go to pre-release, you get like a promo card as well. And you'll build a deck out of that. So you'll separate them into colors and sort of go from there. It's a little bit different from draft because obviously you don't get to pass anything or pick anything. But it's kind of like, right, this is what I have. What do I do? Which colors do I play? because you're not gonna play 5 colors.
Yeah.
Unless you're crazy like me.
I like sealed that way as well.
Yeah.
I don't have the time pressure or the decision. No, there's no people putting pressure on me to make my decision really quick. I'm just like, this is my selection. This is what I could build from.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And that sort of like blocker extraneous things. It's up to me now, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're very different skills. From playing the actual game of Magic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because like if I have if the red player if Ruby has 2 red mana up, she's gonna lightning bolt me, But that's not the same as like building an actual deck, right? Do I play this creature with flying, or do I play this creature with death touch? It really is dependent on the deck you're building. So very, very different skills. A good way to sort of, if you're looking to improve like drafting or playing seal or going to pre-release, a good understanding of the set is a good way to do it. So, for example, for Bloomburrow, we played Bloomburrow very recently.
Yeah.
A lot of the creatures were quite small.
Yeah.
Right. Which is actually, if you think about it, right? Mice are small. Otters are fairly small, and then the Calamity Beasts were big. So they were like 4 5s or things like that. So if you know that, then you know small removal is pretty good. Right? So if it's something that says like deal 3 damage to a creature, it will hit like 70% of the creatures in the format. Like that's pretty deep already, but having like a broad understanding, that's a good way to improve.
And also knowing things like, oh, this set has a lot of flyers, so I'm going to need something to deal with that, or a lot of small creatures, or something like that.
Exactly. So like if you knew that like there's obviously a lot of bats, a lot of birds, like I have to play something with reach. Shortbow, great card.
Need removal. Like this set, the way that I survived through my pre-releases.
You said this set, you mean Blueberry, yeah.
Was knowing that there were lots of flyers, so I would need something to reach, and knowing that I would need lots of removal. This set was a removal heavy set for limited.
Quite a lot. Like, it's kind of like, I don't want to get rid of beautiful, cute creatures, but
you gotta do it.
You gotta do it. I also like to, like when you're playing, you mentioned bread before, right? As a sort of good way to
Yum yum.
Yeah. That is a throwback, But yeah, you gotta have your, what does it stand for? Dang.
Bombs, removal, evasion.
Yep.
There's 2 that I have heard. I think one is like
not so relevant anymore.
Attack, and one is dud or attack or defense in other people will say that.
Depends on what bread it is, sourdough
It
or
depends
whatever.
what kind of bread it is.
Pita bread.
I
Yep.
think D, at least on the Wizards Wikipedia that I remember, was a dud. So it's just like,
don't play this card.
Well,
when you're separating your cards like into piles, right? You'll be like, this is a bomb red. So I would love to actually know from you, like when you like open your boosters in the seal, like how do you approach that? I would love to know.
Well, first as in with the way I lay it out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So first I separate by color.
Yep.
Then I order by type and cost. So I basically start with what I have the most of, and then have a look through each pile and go, I like this, I like this, I like this.
Yep.
Also, my rares and mythics, if any, I put them to the side, knowing that, like, if I've got something, like, in my first sealed, I had hugs. And so that was like an immediate decision maker for me. As long as I had other things to go with it, I was like, okay, well, if I have things to go with hugs, that's what I'm building.
Good card.
So it's always good to look at rares and mythics first, and then probably the amount of other cards and the cost as well. I didn't explain that very well, but that's the order.
But I totally get that. So I'm very similar to you, actually. Yeah. So when I open a booster, I'll put the rare straight to one side.
Yeah.
And then I'll separate straight into colors.
Yeah.
And then once you do your 6 cards, then you've got like 6 or more rares, because sometimes you get like a foil or whatever. And then you'll see like, hopefully you won't have like, one blue, one red, one green. It happens sometimes.
It has.
But if you get like 3 blue rares, you're like, right, if these rares are good, probably I'll be playing one of the colors is blue. And then I'll separate all the colors in the color, like you said. And then what I normally do is I'll go through each pile and I'll take out all the dots straight away.
Yeah.
And then so I'll, sometimes if your red pile is this big, but the half dots, it sort of like throws you off and says that you have a lot of red. Maybe you don't.
Maybe you don't play
so
red.
I just put all the dots to one side, and then I'll look at removal and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've talked about limited, we've talked about seal, but I want to briefly talk about Ruby and my like I want to say it's my favorite. I really enjoy the form. It's Jumpstart.
It's Jumpstart.
It's Jumpstart. I love Jumpstart. How great is Jumpstart?
It's fantastic.
I'm so excited that someone on our Discord, if you're not on our Discord, you really
should
should be in
join
the
Cozy
Cozy
Magic Club Discord.
It'll be in the links next, Casa. Brought up Foundations is bringing back Jumpstart.
Very exciting. I'm very hopeful. I'm
Yeah.
very hopeful for that. I loved learning with Jumpstart in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well, like, because that was my first Jumpstart pack.
You got a good one.
Yeah.
Jump,
It was
Lord of the Rings Jumpstart's a good one to
fantastic.
go to
It's
as well.
what got a lot of our friends into it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so again, Jumpstart, if you're not familiar, because it's kind of sad because they after March of the Machine, I think there wasn't any for Eldraine.
No, I don't think there were any after that.
Yeah. So Jumpstart basically is you get 2 bits of packs, smash them together. Right? 20 card decks. They're 20 card boosters, and they'll all be themed. So, White Angel.
Yeah.
Right, 1. And then you smash it together and you just open it and it'll say green, big, like grow big
Yeah.
or something. And then you smash them together. You've got a green-white deck that is all about big angels, apparently. Like
Yeah,
making
and
angel
all the lands are in there too for
Yes,
you.
exactly. So you're
it's
ready to go.
good to go.
Ready to go. So I think it's like such a great way to play. And sometimes like, you go to your local game store, you go to like your friend's house and there's like an odd number of people. There's like 4, and then there's 2 of you left out. You just play
A
Jumpstart.
little bit of jumpy stuff.
Easy.
Sometimes there are really good cards in the Jumpstart boosters
yeah.
too. Like we already know what my bulk looks like, and the Lord of the Rings bulk looks like that because of Jumpstart boosters.
Were you playing a lot of Jumpstart?
I played a lot of Lord of the Rings Jumpstart,
Hell yeah.
and so I have a bunch of Orcish Bowmasters.
You can pull them from Jumpstart
Yeah,
boosters.
just like a wild, really good card in Jumpstart
I got an
boosters.
Elish Norn Mummy of Machines from a Jumpstart. You were there.
I
You
was
were there for that. Yeah, no
Yep.
one believed me.
I put it here because I was like, please tell me that was a Jumpstart. I think I remember
Yeah, it was.
that.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the formats of Limited and Sealed. Well, how will we play one, right? The thing about Commander that's pretty easy and accessible is just like, hey, do you want to play Commander? Find 2 more people, and then we'll just play. Because we've got our decks, right?
Yeah.
But it's a little bit different when it comes to Draft and Sealed because you've got to find the packs and sort of go and do that, right? I think the easiest way to do it is go to a pre-release event.
Yeah, definitely.
There's literally a pre-release kit, right? It'll have like which really the previous pre-release kits didn't have instructions. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
They didn't have like the curve thing.
I don't know if I even really looked at the instructions ever.
Because like we play a little bit now, but I think
Yeah.
if you're a brand new player and you've never played Magic or you've played Standard, but you've never it's a completely different skill to play Sealed. It's really good to be like you should have a few 2 drops, a few 3 drops, a few 4 drops, and things like that.
Yeah.
So you get a little spin down dice, you get a code for Magic Arena, and you get a promo card as well. So great way to play Sealed.
Cool promo.
Yeah. It's got like it used to have the date.
Yeah,
Did you know?
that's
Did you know why
right.
they changed that?
No.
Yeah, so it used to have the specific like 13 to 15 September.
Yeah.
Now it just says 24,
Yeah, the
2024,
year.
2025. The reason they did that, if I'm not mistaken, is because due to COVID. So pre-release events would be pushed back.
Oh.
Set releases would be pushed back. So now they're just like, let's just do the year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
That makes sense
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, a little bit of trivia. Yeah. If you're looking to draft, a good way to do that is Friday Night Magic. So FNM, Friday Night Magic, is events that most Wizard, well, I think that all Wizard stores have to do is draft. It's
Yeah.
every Friday.
See, I never knew that Friday Night Magic was draft
Yeah.
as well. So
It's draft. Like
Yeah.
that's just like it's a good way to like get your hands on new cards from the set while also playing with them. Because
Yeah.
like, if you want to get new cards in the set, you can just go and buy
Yeah.
a booster.
it's usually pretty decently priced as well for an organized event.
So
Pretty good.
from what I remember from what our friend Kira from Plenty of Games, we love Plenty of Games, said it's $25 to play. And again, you get 3 boosters straight off the bat. I think if you win at least, and you play three games, if you win 2 games, you get 1 pack. And if you win 3 games, you get 3 packs. So if you do well, that's 6 packs for $25.
You make your money back.
Yeah.
For sure.
This could change at any time, by the way. This is just what...
Yeah, at time of pod.
yeah. Time of repogging. I just came up with that.
Beautiful.
But yeah, so again, like if you want to play with the actual cards, that's a great way to do it, and FNM is a great way to do that. So check out your local LGS if you haven't already. Conventions are also a great way because like both you and Cass went to Command Fest in Sydney this year.
Yeah.
And I think Casa played in some sealed events.
Casa played in the sealed event.
Yeah.
The only convention limited format that I have played was sealed at TGX.
Yeah, it was.
And it was really good.
Wait, didn't you get matched up against Casa?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got matched up against Casa in the first round, and that was my first limited event outside of a pre-release.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I played against Casa. I lost horribly, and then he helped me tweak my deck, and then I went on to absolutely smash.
I love
so
it.
it was great. It was a lot of fun.
I told this story before, again, on the podcast, but like, yeah, I beat someone in the Armon Cat pre-release before. I was like, hey, let's take a look at your deck. And yeah, he just won every game after
So
that.
good.
So thanks, Casa. Good job. You know, conventions will happen when they happen. We don't get to choose. Pre-releases will happen the week before a release of a set. But sometimes you have that itch, you still want to play, you know, and you have friends who be like, yeah, I want to play. You can do your own. You can do it your own. And Ruby will talk about doing it on a like a little bit of a larger scale. But if you take a look at a Play Booster box, they come with
36 packs.
it's 36, right?
Yeah.
I want to say this is 36.
I just had to do all this math the last weekend, so.
Oh, true, actually. Yeah, there you go. So it's 36 boosters. And when we say a pod for drafting is the amount of people you're going to be drafting with, right? A normal pod is eight people.
Yeah.
So if you've got 3 boosters, for 8 people in the pod, that's 24 packs. And then you've got 12 packs left over. So that's not bad. You just put like what sometimes we'll do is we'll buy a box. We'll say either like, you know, some people want to play but they can't, you know, for financial reasons they can't just afford to keep putting money into drafting. So we will say, you know, that's fine. I'll buy the box. I want to play with the cards and I want to like invite my friends over and just play with the cards as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay me anything. I'll keep the cards. Let's just have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll do that and open the other 12 after. Some people are like, I wanna be competitive and do well. It's like, no, and like I want the cards too, because like I want to add, you know, Zoraline the bat. Oh, wait, is that how you?
Yeah,
is that her name?
Zoraline?
Zoraline? Is
Yeah.
I did it. I want to draft that back because I actually need it for my collection. Sweet. We'll divvy the box up and then we'll share the prize and then we'll just, you know, you can keep the cards that you draft. And then if there's extra cards at the end, like for the like there's 12 cards left over, you can do like first, second, third or whatever. Or you can do 2 people sealed because that's 6 and 6.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Generally for drafting as well, it's better to have 8, but if not, like any number will do, but even numbers are better because after you draft, you want to have everyone playing at the same time, right?
Yeah.
If there's 7 people drafting, it'll be 6 people playing, and then one person like
Has a bye.
Yeah.
Doesn't get to play in the first. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had an uneven. I'll talk more about ladies and ladies a little bit after, but we had unfortunately a very slight uneven number, so we had a few people with buys, but it was the perfect amount that they could hang out together and play together.
Yeah, because it's a very chill format. Ladies and ladies.
Well, because as well, you know, if you have pods, you draft in one pod. And so if there's several of them, you only play against the people
That's a good point.
in the same pool of cards that you have pulled from.
That's a good point. So what the reason that you want to try and do that is because, you know, you don't want to, the reason that drafting is sort of quote unquote balance is because everyone's trying to pick the good cards.
Yeah.
So everyone's building like a similarly powered deck in a sense, and you don't want to like the environment is curated around the fact that the resources are limited, right? So if you go to another pod, if there were 3 short bows being tossed around your pod, that's not bad. But if there was only 1 short bow in that pod, it would be highly valued. So that kind of imbalance makes it a little wonky sometimes.
Yeah.
Another way to, and I haven't done this for a while, but rare draft. Have you heard that term before? So again, I used to have like, we'll buy a box and then we'll draft. But some cards that are good in draft aren't necessarily good cards elsewhere, right?
And vice versa.
3 Tree City from Bloomberg as an example. It's colorless land that taps for colorless, and it enters the battlefield. You choose a creature of any type. I think it's 2 and tap, add 1 mana of any color, depending on how many creatures you control. Something like that. It's not fantastic in draft,
Right.
but it's the most expensive card in the set.
Yeah.
So what do you do, right? Do you draft the what, or do you want to build a good deck? So what I've done in the past with some of my friends, this is actually really fun, is we'll rare draft at the end. So you're incentivized to make good decks, and then at the end we'll put all our rares in the pool, and then we'll draft it from there.
That's so
The way that
smart.
works, the way that works is, let's say, Ruby, you came up on top, Casa came second, I came third, and
I win.
and then Phoebe came at the fourth, we'll say.
Yeah.
So there's only 4 of us, right? So we'll put all our rares on the table, and we'll put like foils or stuff on the table as well, and then we'll draft. So you go first, you'll take 1 card. And then Castle will take 1 card, I'll take 1 card, Phoebe will take 1 card, and then so on and so forth until everything's gone.
And that's to keep?
And that's the keep.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So it sort of incentivizes you to like
Drafting to play rather than drafting to keep.
correct.
Yeah.
So I haven't done that for a while, but I think it's like a fun little concept.
I like that. I'm going to
Yeah.
remember that for sure.
Yeah,
for
rare
sure.
drafting.
100%. So, another thing about drafting is obviously in your packs there are a few lands, but
Like
you're not
one.
gonna have all the lands that you need to build your deck. So either the person, like if it's a person hosting at their house, they might provide the lands. If you're at a game store, they provide the lands as well. You can put them in your deck, sleeve them up, and play with them. Don't forget to put them back
Yeah.
at the end.
I love that you brought this up actually, because I didn't even think about that, and you put that in there. I'm like, yes, because during our pre-release for Bloomborough, and again, POG, plenty of games in Melbourne, they were like, please return the lands. We don't have a lot of lands, because there were so many people at the pre-release.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they were like cracking land packs to put out. So I actually brought a bunch of lands, and like the next 2 days, I'm just like, have my lands.
Yeah,
'Cause,
really
like,
nice.
I'm definitely guilty of it. I've gone to pre-releases before, and I've just like forgot to,
Yeah.
return the land. So I just bring my own lands with me.
Shame.
I know it's bad, but I'm paying it forward now. But it is definitely, if you're looking at hosting an event, it's a good idea to get some lands. I think
Yeah.
some basic lands. Yeah.
Or you can always ask your friends to bring
To bring
lands
their
as
own,
well.
yeah.
But you never know what colors you're gonna need.
Exactly,
as well.
exactly. Some people like to get like full art lands from all like one set to be like this. That's how you personalize your deck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year during Boxing Day, I hosted a 12-person sealed event at my house. So I had like tables put out. So 12 people. Yeah. Wow.
It's
So
huge.
we had 6 people playing Magic all in the house. Grams and Chili on Casual Compliance were there, among some other of our friends. And it was fun. Like we split the cost of a couple boxes. I put out a couple of my boosters for prizes and stuff. I think I came in third, so I was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Heck yeah.
Out of like 12 people. So what did I sort of learn from that? Get lots of lands ready, as many tokens as you can.
Ooh, yeah.
So because treasure tokens, rebel tokens, soldier tokens. There's so many different kinds, and if you're not
For Bloomborough as well, the offspring.
Oh
and stuff is
yeah,
good
absolutely. So if you cracked a lot of Bloomborough and you're having a Bloomborough draft, perfect. Lay those tokens out. I laid like all the tokens. I'll give Casa a picture to put up to show like my setup for that. And what else? Have refreshments.
course.
Ruby's really good at getting like
Having snackies. I borrowed a
Yeah.
table from Nigel so that we can have it's still there. And I'm going to host another draft this weekend. So we'll use it again for snacks. It's a snack table. Originally I wanted to borrow the table so that we could have more people playing, but it just ended up being the snack table. So
I
it's
find that so funny.
it's perfect.
Yeah. I love that you put it as well here. There's other ways to draft.
Yeah, so I'll skim over it because I've got a lot of info. But you can also draft or play limited formats on Arena. Too. Obviously, I haven't done too much of it in the early access event. Absolutely.
Yeah, Smash Out Sealed and stuff.
Because it costs you gold and it costs you gems to be able to enter those.
This is the in-game currency, not real gold and gems. Is
Well,
that
I mean, sometimes you need it. Well, you got, put your family gems
yeah,
into
the
Arena.
precious rubies.
So it may cost you a little bit of money to get some gems to be able to play if you don't already have it from playing or anything like that. They have entry fees of about like 5,000, 10,000 gold, or 750 gems, 1,500 gems, depending on what you're doing. The entry fee for so like quick draft, it's best of 1 matches. The run ends after 7 wins or 3 losses. There's Premier Draft, that's the more expensive one, and that's the same as well, 7 wins or 3 losses. But I think they both go to your rank.
They both add to the rank. And what's different between those 2 drafts is quick draft, you draft against robots. Drafting AI,
I see, yeah.
And Premier Draft is a timed draft, so you're actually drafting against humans. Yeah.
And then they're sealed as well. No limited time for construction. It's 2,000 gem, best of 1 matches, and then again with the 7 wins or 3 losses. And it says events run during the first month of a new set.
Yeah, so I
which
like
is not something I knew. Sorry.
Oh, true, actually.
Yeah. Sorry. I totally just talked to you.
I was like, actually, I didn't know that either. Yeah. So, no, like, I think that it's good that they actually do that, right? Because, like, not everyone has the opportunity or effort to go out on a Friday night to draft. Sometimes you just want to draft, you know? And I'm glad that Arena's come along and you can just be like, you know what? I just want to draft in my PJs. I get all cozy, you know?
I can draft my PJs anyway. I'll shop to the game store in my PJs.
But some people, excuse me, like, we were speaking to someone in our Discord, which you should be part of, saying that they had to travel like an hour to go to their local game store or something.
Yeah.
So not all local game stores are that local. So it's great that there's things like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
we've spoken about the draft. Let's talk about, Ruby's now done 2 ladies and ladies drafts. So speak a little bit more about that, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, so first of all,
I'm getting all cozy.
Yeah, get comfy.
I get cozy for this one.
I guess first and foremost, like what ladies and ladies draft is. So it's for women and non-binary. Basically, we use she, her, they, them kind of pronouns. It's a space that's very comfortable, very casual, very welcoming. You don't have to be the most experienced player. We all help each other. So we held a draft. The first one, like I said, was 11 people. And the second one was 22 including me, and Travis, the assistant. Travis, who came along. Also came along to our latest episode of Cozy Magic Club Commander Show.
It should be out.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Might be out already. Depending.
It's out at some point. Maybe now, maybe later. So it was huge. It was definitely the best organized one that I've done so far, the second one. And I specifically sat people at tables to be like people who are familiar with each other, their experience levels as well, all that kind of stuff. And I was very proud of that.
Because again, my wife went for this one and she was saying there was a really good mix of people in my pot of people I didn't know and people I did know.
Yeah.
So that was really good. Yeah.
I tried.
It was really good. Yeah. Well done.
Because a lot of coming to these events is about comfortability as well. And obviously sometimes you come to an event and you're not.
Comfort.
Yeah. Comfortability. Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. And comfort. Simply.
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Comfortability.
No. Yeah, these events are, a large part of it is feeling comfortable. So, I made sure to, if I realized that someone kind of knew someone a little bit, I tried to put them in the vicinity of them as well. And obviously, as we get bigger and bigger, there will be people who come along who don't know anybody. We did get a couple of those lovely people who didn't know anybody for this one. I felt really good about that because it means that we've created a space that, at least from the outside before they attend, looks really safe.
So the thing is, like, if they didn't know anybody, it's like, firstly, there's a lower chance that, like, why would they even come? But the fact that you've made it such a comfortable space that they're like, I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah. And I think all of us, everyone who attended should be really proud of that too. Everyone's been really supportive. It was at Plenty of Games. Plenty of Games was super supportive. They kept saying how much they loved that we were all there. They threw in an extra giveaway for us as well.
Oh, they did?
It was really sneaky. Oh no, yeah, Viv won.
Oh, was that the one?
Was the extra giveaway.
So, spoilers, but my wife won that. that commander deck over
The
there.
Family
So
Matters deck.
thanks, Pog.
Thank you so much. Well, this is just on display for now, but Viv has got the actual deck
it's
to
just a
play.
box, yeah.
It's just an empty box. And obviously, Wizards of the Coast sent us the packs to draft with as well. So massive thank you to Wizards as
Awesome.
always. For the previous event, so for the last one, it was a bit of a vouch system as well. But it in the way, not that people weren't allowed to come, more that if someone was vouched for, they were immediately like I invited who I invited, and if they went, oh, can my friend come along? Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I already know, basically
If someone gives the vouch, they're like,
done.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah. That was the Outlaws one, right?
Both.
Oh, for
It was-
both as well.
yeah, and like for this one as well, after this one happened, I've had a few more people be like, my friend would be really interested. Done. They can come along. Absolutely.
Nice.
But I think the next one will be maybe a little bit more open to the public as well. So that'll be fun and interesting.
I love that it's so successful that it's gone to that point, you know.
And so soon.
I was gonna say 2, and then you're like, okay, public now.
Yeah.
It's something that I'm like a little surprised, but like in a pleasant way that it's sort of come leaps and bounds from where it has been, right? Because it was just a bunch of friends that you've organized for, but it was also an initiative that you wanted to do. But the support that you're getting and the traction that it's getting is wow. Like it's incredible. And again, my wife went, and I'm so glad that you invited her. Thank you so much for that. And I spoke to her after, and she was so animated. She was like, look, Nigel, look at my deck. Like, this is what I drafted. And she drafted so well. I'm going to say she drafted the blue-red auto deck. I was like, honestly, this is a great draft. You have and you also won the thing. So you mega winner otherwise. But
exactly.
The fact that she was so excited after the event.
That is,
you know what I mean?
What it is for as well. It's so strange. Like when I'm in the planning stages of it, it's so practical. And like obviously,
what do you mean? Sorry,
well,
what do you mean? Like?
So obviously, I plan these to be because of we want to build the environment, right? And we want to build the community. But when it gets into the practical planning of it,
Like
so
logistics
like
and stuff.
the logistics for sure, like the tables, the time, the place, the giveaways. I sometimes forget I'm a person that is doing this.
Yeah.
And so when people are like, "Thank you so much," I'm like, sorry, it's just not like sorry, but it's just like
why are you thanking me? Or?
Yeah.
Me? Oh, is that how you feel?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. It's just.
I think you sort of underestimate how much of an impact that it has, really.
Well, and that's why I'm extremely grateful that everyone who attended was so lovely as well, because I'm kind of like, oh yeah. Yes, we're building this.
But the thing is, like, you're fostering that environment, right? It's not allowed to be not allowed. Like, it doesn't get to be lovely if you don't again foster that environment. Take the initiative to create. Like, it's people can. No one has said this, by the way. People can be like, oh, that's easy. I'll just run a 20-person draft. Try it, freaking try it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Running
Getting
the draft.
adults to be in the same place at the same.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. On a weekend too. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Pog has been so supportive, and we want to support them too. So we might change it up a little bit, just so that they're like. I'm pretty sure everyone bought a little something from plenty
Couple
of games
boosters,
anyway.
water, snacks.
But we just want to guarantee that I don't think they mind too much. They just love to have us and want to support us. But it's always good to support the people who are supporting us. So I think we'll do like a very cheap ticketed system that guarantees them a drink. So that way they're getting a drink, which they're probably usually buying anyway, and Plenty of Games makes a sale.
Yeah, two things to that point as well. Like, the bigger it goes, again, you sort of have to, you are using someone's space. You know what I mean? And it's like a good, safe space in the city. So we want to give back to POG, in that way. Secondly, as well, like, it helps them with their like reporting as well, I suppose. So they can be like, right, ladies and ladies draft, we actually had this many people attend, and we do all that sort of thing. So they can justify giving that more support as well.
Exactly. I think the next one I need to speak to Wizards about it, but it'll be spooky for Duskmorn. And I didn't push it this last time because I didn't know the vibe yet. I'm still in the very teething stages of this. But I did encourage. I was just like, dress up if you absolutely want to, but if you don't want to, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think we'll really encourage people to dress up spooky for Duskmore.
It's a little bit because Bloomberg is a bit of a vague sort of like you can be floral. That's adjacent, right? But it's not like wear a bunny thing. Whereas Duskmore spooky vibe, it's a little bit easier.
Chuck on some eyeliner, some nail polish, done. Spooky.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome.
So yeah, very soon there'll be another one. Join the Discord as well. You can check socials, but Discord is the most reliable place to hear about
the
ladies
number
and
one
ladies
place to
events.
hear from everything Cozy Magic.
Everything. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you're a brand and you'd like to support Ladies and Ladies, please hit us up. We have taken giveaways from the community who have pulled our resources together before, but we're always looking for support. It's a really, really good, growing, wholesome community. And if you are a community member, the best place to support is our Patreon too. Obviously, a little bit of that Patreon will go to covering costs for Cozy Magic Club, but anything else, Ladies and Ladies also gets supported. All things Cozy Magic
everything
Club.
Cozy Magic.
For sure.
Awesome. Well, I think you've been waiting for this for a long, long time. You've been so good.
Sorry.
Time to crack some packs. What do we have today, Ruby?
We have a March of the Machine set booster.
March of the Machine.
Pretty sure this one was gifted to me by Wizards a million years ago. It's been sitting on my...
It's been a million years, yeah.
It's been a million years. I used to hoard cards. Like, these days, you couldn't stop me from opening a pack, but I still have some left over.
Like, how much
does
sealed
this
product
work?
would you say?
Not that much anymore. All right, we've got a beautiful art card, Moment of Truth. Oh,
Ravina
Ravina
Kai!
Australian Magic the Gathering artist. We have Borrego's representative, 10-year oil caster. The rare is Blood Feather Phoenix. Oh, it's gone.
It's the instant sorcery one.
Ooh,
yeah.
Tetsuko's real pretty.
Mazama is a blue card, yeah.
Invasion, anything else? Phyrexian Awakening.
I was going to say that you get your
no, not my preview card.
Vincent.
Sensor.
Yes, there you go.
All right, so our rare is Blood Feather Phoenix.
Fit right at home in Bloomberg, I think. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for watching this incredible episode, I think, of Limited. It wasn't a very limited episode. We talked about quite a lot.
It was an extensive limited episode.
Extensive limited episode. A little unhinged at times, but thank you so much to Rex Studios once again for having us. Thank you, Casa, for editing. This is going to take a couple of edits. I think this
fine. Thanks, Casa.
But tell us what you like about limited formats. Like, have you hosted one before? Are you encouraged to host one? If you have any questions about that, again, join the Discord. We're playing Discord a lot.
Discord, come chat to us. I just want someone to talk to me.
But drop us a message, leave us in the comments, and thanks for watching. See ya. But come back. Are you back? Please follow Ruby on everything.
Please follow Nigel on everything.
I don't really deserve it, but yeah, please do. And Cozy Magic, everything. Also, Casa. You should follow Casa on everything. Now you can go. Bye.
Bye.